Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, here, and we are back at it here. We had a great recovery Sunday last week. Let's see if we can get to that positive unit mark today on a great Saturday here, full of betting slates that we have about, and we include a couple more sports into play. Let's get it. Happy Super Bowl weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's also some great
I thought it was National Kansas City Chiefs Day. I thought that's what it was, Tanner.
That's the Monday after the Super Bowl.
That's the Monday after?
Yeah, that's the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Get graced by the presence of Darth 3-Pete.
Hey, I heard he might make an appearance tomorrow on LTS. I can tell you that much. But no, it's yesterday was National Red Day, right? Appropriately. And then Monday after, we usually name it, National Chiefs Day lately. So might as well just keep the trend. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tanner Dawson here with the Rec Room Sports Hub. Joining me, of course, is Alan Perales. And Scott Cobe should join us shortly. And I haven't heard from Coach Joe yet, but if he hops on, he hops on. So we'll be ready for whatever going to play. But we got some great bets for you here today. There's a lot of great games once again on the college basketball slate. NHL, I've literally been knocking the props out of the ballpark here, and it's been fun betting that this week for myself personally. And I've started betting women's college basketball. Now that's an interesting dynamic by itself, just because what's available at the time, and generally the lines just pop in out of nowhere. Sometimes they're 26.5, and sometimes they're 7.5. So it's a very weird dynamic here, and it's hard to get any true data around it without having to look around yourself. So new dynamic there, but trying to introduce myself into that, and it's going all right. It's not bad. It's not great, but we're sitting there good. So, but yeah, man, it's Alan. I tell you what, we got a hell of a slate today. We're gonna give some early Super Bowl picks here towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys stick around for that. We won't give everything out. We got a whole show tomorrow to dedicate to the Super Bowl. So we won't give everything out, but we'll drop a couple for you if you guys want to try to get in while you can on some bets. So. And we even got some LIV Golf bets by Scott Cobe himself. So we know he likes golf. But, man, Alan, we'll do a quick recap of where we left off from last week here, if I can get to my spreadsheet here. I believe
Saturday was kind of rough. Saturday was rough.
That's rough. So we were down, technically, that would have been, what do I say? Oops, that's not what I want. We were down 6 units after Saturday last week. Huge, monstrous college basketball slate on top of NBA, NHL as well. And Sunday was Sunday recovery, and we're down less than a unit right now entering today. So all we got to do is capitalize on that. We had some bad beats, of course, because we always have bad beats. But, I mean, overall, oh, come on. Let me do this. My spreadsheet's being a pain. Hang on. There we go. So I'm sorry. I apologize. We're not down just in the unit, but we're halfway there. Okay. We're halfway there back to square and get positive. Today's the day. Today's the day.
I want to go ahead and give one, Tanner, because this game starts at 11 and it's going to kick off here in like 20 minutes. One of my picks today is Kentucky minus the 10.5. South Carolina is terrible this year. They have not been good in SEC play. They're probably one of the few SEC teams that will not be in the tournament this year. They've just been struggling all year long in Kentucky. Of course, the disappointing loss this past week, I believe, I can't remember who it was, but it was a team that they probably should have beat quite easily. But they're going to be at home today. You've got South Carolina coming in, who's not the best team. They're probably the worst team in the SEC right now. So that would be one of my locks is Kentucky minus 10.5 against South Carolina, because South Carolina just isn't that good.
I broke one of my rules this week. Legendary Scott Cobe into play. What's up, Scott? I broke one of my rules this week that I normally set for myself. Now, I said last week I would never bet on Kentucky, and Tuesday I decided to go money line Tuesday and bet Kentucky, and once again they fell through, just like they always do. So I'm glad you're betting Kentucky because I ain't touching that.
I'm on South Carolina double today.
Look at that. Look at that, Scott. Oh.
Kentucky is sliding big time.
They haven't had a good set for a while.
No, I'm on South Carolina to cover that spread. Big. South Carolina's good this year.
That's going to be wild. I tell you that much. Let's
good covering spreads, not good in the SEC. So
yeah, I was gonna say they're 0-9 in conference play,
but they've been a scrappy 0-9. They've been close losses.
You know what, Scott? You convinced me. I'll go South Carolina too.
Kentucky.
Holy cow! What are we doing, guys? Are we backing out? What are we doing?
I'm not backing out.
I'm with Scott on South Carolina. He convinced me.
I mean, South Carolina is 11-11-0 in covering against the spread, and Kentucky's 10-11-1. If you look at what happened last year, obviously we know what happened there at South Carolina. But yeah, like South Carolina's 1-9 the last 10, just win-loss record, but they're 5-5 on covering games. There, Kentucky is 5-5 overall, and they're 5-5 against the spread, and they haven't covered since the Tennessee game back on the 28th.
And here's the thing with Kentucky. They put everything they had into that one basket against Arkansas at home. Calipari's coming back in, and they basically got blown out. So to me, that tells me that Kentucky is on the slide. I mean, Mark Pope they were great early season, and now they've started to backslide back. In the SEC, in that competitive league, you cannot afford to backslide because you will not win the league. And again, the NCAA tournament, they're going to get in, no doubt, but they're going to be like a middle of the road seed, and that's not good when you're playing the big boys early.
I think last I saw, Kentucky was a 6 or 7 seed going into the tournament, which is not ideal for them where they're projected. They're projected anywhere from 5 to 7 in certain tournament projections right now. That's not where you want to be if you're Kentucky, especially with, like you said, Scott, the SEC is just so crowded with talent. It's just such a gauntlet to get through at times. Plus, you've got other teams coming from the backside that could potentially pass you up because of how easy some of their schedules are. I mean, like Oklahoma, other than today against Tennessee, they've got probably one of the easier schedules remaining in the SEC. So, you've got, and you're not going to take down Auburn. You're not going to take down Florida. You're not going to take down Tennessee. You don't compare to these top level teams, Alabama as well, in the SEC, which is a problem if you're Kentucky right now.
I mean, Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee have separated themselves.
They're
which is kind of disappointing because this is supposed to be Kentucky's division. This is supposed to be Kentucky is the blue blood. Kentucky is the blue blood of the SEC as far as basketball is concerned.
Yeah, but
now
SEC...
they've been passed up by Auburn. They've been passed up by Alabama.
Well, they lost their coach, and you lost. They rotate their yearly lineups like it's a high school roster. It's
I think this is also showing that the one and done method in college is not working.
It's not one and done now with Mark Pope. If Calipari was still the coach, I'd say yes. Okay. So two things I'll give you on Kentucky, and then I'll get off of them. I do around middle of January to beginning of February, I do my NCAA seeds. I have Kentucky as a 9 seed right now in the NCAA tournament because they've backslidden that much. I put them in the same realm in the SEC as a Vanderbilt. Kentucky is not that good. They were masked. They masked because their schedule was favorable. Now they're starting to play good teams, Florida's, Tennessee's, and again, they're not that good. I don't think they're that good. So
you got South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Oklahoma, Auburn, LSU, and Missouri left. If you're Kentucky,
that's not a good schedule. So
yeah, let's stick with college basketball because we do got games like Alan said here in less than 15 minutes here. And I mean, we got some, like I said, we got some great matchups here. I mean, especially if we just look here in the morning slate alone, like 11 o'clock hour. Oregon and Michigan State's going to go at it. We've talked about SC and Kentucky. Seton Hall, Georgetown could be a decent game there. Tennessee, Oklahoma, and about a team that desperately, I mean, guys, when I say desperately right now, I mean desperately needs a freaking win, and that's Iowa State. And they have to take on the Horned Frogs, who beat West Virginia a few days ago. And we're talking spread for Iowa State right now at minus 16.5. 16.5. This team hasn't been even close. Bobby,
what's up?
Hit me up with the link on your shirt, man. Hit me up with the link on the Audible.
If
I acknowledge
Iowa
you, my
State
tribal chief,
is as good as I think they are, they will bury TCU today at home. TCU offensively is not great. If Iowa State's as good as I think they are, they will win by 20 today. If they don't win by 20, I'm going to reevaluate them, and if I bet on them anymore. I alternate lined them down to 12.5 in a parlay. So I'm thinking Iowa State's going to show up today because they need to show up today. If they don't, they're in serious jeopardy of backsliding in the NCAA tournament and in the conference tournament. So they got to show up today.
To be fair, right? Iowa State, last 3 games that we've seen them at Arizona, K-State, who's on freaking fire right now, which out of nowhere happened.
Yeah,
then they had to play in Allen Fieldhouse, right? So, and Bill Self didn't, sabotage the lineup this time. So it's I mean, those are tough games. Those are tough games. Now you're back at home against a team that is very inconsistent. Now TCU can turn it on when they want, right? We've seen it.
Yep.
But at the same time, they're also coming off a nice West Virginia win that was much needed for their sake. And
absolutely,
I don't know, man. 16.5 is a big number.
That's why I alternate lined it down, Tanner, because I don't know if they can get to the 16.5. Yeah, 12.5 is a better get in my mind than 16.5 is. So if you're going to bet Iowa State, find a partner to go with them and alternate line them down.
Yeah,
because I think you'd be much better shape.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, really, from that standpoint for 12.5, but 16's massive.
Yeah, it's too much.
That's massive. Any thoughts here in this game, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, TCU is playing better. Iowa State is one of those teams where you kind of expect them to kind of turn it on late. That's what they've kind of been doing the last couple of years. They need a big win. They really do. To keep the momentum in their pace. They're the team to beat in the Big 12 right now, but they got to prove it to me. They got to prove it to me that they are indeed the team to beat in the Big 12 because Houston's still there. Kansas is still there. Texas Tech is crawling up. These are teams that we expected to be at the top of this conference. Arizona's playing better. They got a big game against Tech today.
Houston.
Tanner, I'll ask you. You're the Big 12 fan with Kansas. Is that league inconsistent this year?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Way too inconsistent.
Well, let's think about consistent, right? Inconsistent. Inconsistent with dominant wins like we've had in the past, yes. But you've also lately had teams establish themselves as the top go-getters, aka Houston and Arizona. They've last couple weeks, they've really established themselves in some tough games. Plain and simple. So inconsistent, maybe after the bottom two or the top two. Just from that standpoint, because Tech's lost a game. Baylor likes to climb around. KU's playing with their freaking food right now. K-State is on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go down the whole way and we can find something. West Virginia, who started off hot, they've cooled off a lot in the last couple weeks.
And I know this team doesn't look like much on paper, but don't sleep on Oklahoma State. This is a program that's historically been a decent basketball program, and they're one of the teams that, when you least expect it, they can give these top teams a game and give them a bit of a scare. So do not sleep on Oklahoma State either down the stretch.
They're like the team that would just upset you in the end.
They're like the little gnats that just kind of fly around and they bug you all the time. I'm just like, you just want to swat at them.
So I'm gonna look at the Georgetown Seton Hall game. Seton Hall's lost 13 of their last 14 games.
Yes, they have.
So I think,
which is amazing because I feel like they started out pretty decent and they have just done nothing since then. But yeah, you're looking at that Georgetown Seton Hall game. Oh, I don't even have a line on Betstamp. Oh, there it is. 10.5.
Yeah.
10.5 favorite for Georgetown.
I like Georgetown. I think Ed Cooley's done a fantastic job there. So I kind of like Georgetown to win by 12. I think they'll cover, but barely.
He's got something going. Like it's getting better, guys. It's getting better. You know, they're 14-9 and stuff.
Patrick Ewing.
Georgetown has a good chance here to be kind of a backdoor tournament team. Maybe get on that bubble if they keep this up. So
I think Georgetown has to win 2 games in the Big East tournament in order for them to sniff the NCAA tournament right now. Right. Because the Big East tournament is going to be really good this year. St. John's is excellent. UConn's always shows up. Marquette is going to be good. So it's going to be tough Big East tournament.
Does St. John's just beat
they beat UConn last night. Yeah, they
last night. That's what I saw.
Marquette.
Yeah. That was one of my parlay
on Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday was Tuesday, Monday line Tuesday. I had them on. So yeah,
we talked about them. We talked about them last night. They're one of the teams that's kind of quietly coming up in the Big East right now.
They're always quiet though. They're always doing this crap where they go out and beat good teams and they hop in the tournament and they choke themselves. So, but yeah, no, that's maybe I don't know. I think they're better this year. I think they got better roster on top of it. So. And to play. What about that Oklahoma Tennessee game before we hit the 11 o'clock hour?
All right.
News. Vanderbilt should be in Tennessee's ear right now, saying, "Be careful going into Norman today." It is tough to play in Lloyd Noble Center, regardless of how good Oklahoma is or not. That is a pretty tough place, especially if they pack that arena today. I love how passionate my state can be in sports events. I mean, obviously with the Thunder, we're very passionate about that. Oklahoma, obviously with the Memorial Stadium for the football team, is very passionate about that. OU fans are rowdy, man. They're going to give Tennessee all that they can handle today. I feel. I think that's why it's only a 4.5 point spread, because even Vegas is like, while Oklahoma may be kind of a middle-of-the-road team, they're probably going to be an 8 or a 9 seed in the tournament. That's still a tough place to go and play on the road. So
it is.
So I looked at Oklahoma this season, throughout the whole season. I don't really see a marquee win on their resume, so to speak. I know they started off 12-0, 13-0. But there was – I don't know how many marquee wins I would say it was on their resume.
I would say the best one is probably Creighton right now. So
they have to win today.
Creighton or Vanderbilt, whichever one you want to throw in there.
And as we all know, we've seen the NCAA tournament time and time again. You need that resume win on your so to speak resume. This would be it.
I was going to say, Scott, if you beat Tennessee today, you could relatively jump from an 8 or a 9 seed to maybe a 6 or a 7 seed.
Agreed. So that's why I think today I would lean toward Oklahoma, because I think that Tennessee is looking ahead. They have some games coming up that are going to be tough games for them. So I think Tennessee might be looking ahead a little bit. So I think Oklahoma can get them today. If they don't, they're going to need to do some work in the tournament to get in.
Back-to-back road games for them. They're in Norman today, and then they go to Kentucky. Then you've
Look
got
at
Vanderbilt, and then got to go to College Station. So 3 of your next 4 games are on the road in tough environments.
And I also think this ends the Oklahoma tough part of their schedule. I think their schedule lightens up a whole lot now, where they can win some games, but they need the Tennessee game on their resume to get in to the NCAAs. So,
yeah, Tennessee at home today. They go to Missouri, LSU at Florida, Mississippi State, sluggish Kentucky team at Ole Miss, Missouri again at home, and then in Austin against Texas.
Right. So winnable games. So my leans toward Oklahoma today. I think they can cover this spread. So
I'm taking Tennessee. So 5 points. 5 points.
Oh,
yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
National Red Day too, of all things, Tanner. Come on.
Do you remember? No, National Red Day is yesterday. Do you remember what I just said to you guys? That Tennessee, Auburn, and Alabama have separated themselves from the SEC?
No, I agree. Listen, I agree. It's a slight lean. It's not a big
5 points.
Lead.
You guys are killing me.
I think you could cover that, but I'd like Tennessee on the money line, honestly, today. Oklahoma's going to give them all that they can handle, but Tennessee, I think, still wins this game.
It's fair. That's fair, guys. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll keep her moving. That's some 11 o'clock. We got some nice 12 o'clocks too. I got a couple here that will drop here towards the end of the or.
I do like that Oregon-Michigan State game too, by the way.
Was my team.
Oh, yeah, that's -9 though. I don't like the line.
I don't either. Oregon has looked awful lately. Awful.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan there.
Keep in mind, Michigan State did play a very easy start of their conference schedule. It was not that good. They are now starting to play the better teams, but still 9 points is a lot of points.
Yeah. You've got Oregon, Indiana, Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan are your next.
Yeah, those are tough games, but still, I don't know if Michigan State can beat Oregon by 9. No, anywhere.
I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know that.
That's a stay away from me, I think. I don't
like it. I don't like it. I stayed away from all the 11 o'clock slate for that. But I'm not betting 1,000 bets today either. So that's partly.
No, I got a few in, and then I got a lacrosse and a UFC and a waste management golf instead of a LIV because LIV already started. So I want waste management Tanner. So and then NBA and NHL. So
I don't know any NBA. I'm staying away from the NBA bets until
I one late night parlay.
Yeah, I'm just like I can't do it. Like everything's so inconsistent right now. Guys are sitting out. Until after the All-Star break, really like everything should calm down and get back to some consistency.
Yeah, I would have a bunch of college bets, but this is Super Bowl weekend. So a lot of my bets are going towards Super Bowl. So
correct. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, no, guys, what other games just throughout the day have you guys witnessed for the NCAA slate?
Tanner, Green Bay's playing today.
I knew you.
Nobody
Purdue, Fort Wayne against Green Bay. Guess who was spotted at the Super Bowl this week for his radio show? Doug Gottlieb. They had a week off. He practiced with his team, flew back to New Orleans, flew back to practice again, flew to New Orleans. Purdue Fort Wayne's going to blow them out today. Blow them out at 16.5. That ain't enough. He has no focus on his team right now. His team has lost 19 straight. 19 straight.
Yeah, but they covered last week when we bet.
They covered last week. They're not covering today. He's got his mind focused on his radio show at the Super Bowl and not coaching his team. I wouldn't be surprised if he told his assistants, "You take a practice. I can't make it back." That hasn't come out, but I would not be surprised. 2-22, 19 straight losses. I'm taking Purdue Fort Wayne today. They're second in the conference. They're like 10-4 in the conference. They're playing really good basketball right now. I love Purdue Fort Wayne today.
I don't mind that.
It's more of a fade of Green Bay because their coach just is a bumbling idiot and does not want to focus on his coaching.
It's not a lie, man.
So stupid. What are you doing? Don't take the job. Don't take the job. Don't do a disservice to those guys that are on the team. I mean, come on. What are you doing?
I knew you were gonna go. I knew you were gonna go that route. Another big matchup today too. Marquette Creighton. Marquette just got done with St. John's on Tuesday, and now they got to go all the way over to Creighton. Not that it's horribly far. I'm just exaggerating.
Creighton's 3.5 favorite right now.
Yeah, you got to go face Creighton, and you're not even favored. 14-7-2 against the spread for Creighton versus 11-12. Like Creighton's playing well.
They're playing well, but they've escaped a couple of these games with wins. They've literally won games really late. I mean, the last 2 minutes of games. So
they beat Providence. They were pretty well ahead in Providence for most of the game. On what was that, Wednesday, Thursday, or one of the days?
It was Thursday. I want to say Thursday. Marquette played St. John's in a really good game. They didn't lose by much, I don't believe. I kind of like Marquette in this spot. Creighton is battling an injury with one of the top 2 or 3 players. He's not playing today. That's tough.
That's huge.
That's huge. So I think Marquette can go and beat Creighton. Marquette's really good. Really good.
Honestly,
Marquette 8-point win last time these two teams met.
Yeah, and Marquette needs this so bad. I totally disregarded they played UConn before St. John. So you got UConn, St. John, and now Creighton. That's a hell of a stretch.
It is. I agree.
Oh, speaking of Creighton, Creighton has Marquette, UConn, and St. John's.
Oh, here you go.
And then Georgetown, just to add salt to the wound.
Who makes these schedules where you're like, oh yeah, these 3 will be the top of the league, and we're gonna give them all 3 at once for all of these teams?
So the Marquette coach called the Creighton coach and said, "Guess what, buddy? You're up on the 3-game stretch here. Here you go. Good luck. UConn, St. John's. Here you go.
Good luck."
Speaking of this, the coach right now.
I knew he was gonna call.
So, to me, I think Marquette. Again, the way I bet February in college basketball is I kind of lay off as many bets, but I also look at the teams that desperately need these wins, and Marquette desperately needs this win. So
they really do, and you get a plus money right now. I think that's a good matchup for sure. I mean, I guess we can bring it up here. We can talk KU, K-State here. Both teams fighting, climbing, and scratching, and whatever you want to say. This is in Manhattan though, and K-State's been playing really damn well. As of late, they beat Iowa State by 16, I think it was, at Iowa State, guys. KU beat Iowa State by a good margin as well. Lost the Baylor game. Arizona State barely squeaked out for K-State last on the 4th, so that would have been Tuesday for that one. But they're on a 4-game win streak, guys. We call that a winning streak after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's at least of the last 10. 6-game losing streak. So this team's caught fire. Handily fire. And quite frankly, KU should still have the advantage. But at the same time, we've seen decision making from the inside of lineups and who's playing and who doesn't from Jayhawks that make everything questionable. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, that's still going to be a hell of a game. That's only what is it now? That's
4. I think it's 4.
Pipeline. It's 3.5 and 4.
3.5.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So it depends where you're at, sportsbook wise. But I like the low line. I like the low spread. But I'm not betting on KU. Not until I see more consistency that you're throwing out the right lineup for me.
I have a feeling, Tanner, you're about to see vintage Kansas down the stretch here.
Now,
I don't want to get your hopes up.
Scott, you remember the last time you gave somebody hope late in the season?
I told Jonathan the Braves would make the playoffs, but after that, I was out on the giving hope. And
from a Chiefs perspective here, the 2 playoff games that they played, already this year, the Jayhawks lost the day before.
Oh, good. Thanks a lot, Tanner.
So now I'm sitting here Now I'm sitting here like, do I want the Jayhawks to win? I mean, yes, because it's K-State, but how much
But
does it
I'm
actually
much more
mean
invested in the
if
Chiefs
I
game
can
tomorrow
get
night.
another one of these hats? So I'm just stating the facts here. So.
I just have a feeling that the Iowa State game started Kansas's turnaround in the right direction.
I think they figured it out.
I think they finally
But you gotta make the right moves.
Yeah. Listen, for all you can say, Bill Self's been early exits in the NCAA tournament. He's won national championships, stuff like that. He's a top 3 to 4 coach in my mind.
Correct.
So he figured something out against Iowa State. And I think Kansas is about ready to turn that ship and put it in the right direction. So I took Kansas today. I think it's a low number. I don't buy into Kansas State. I know they're on fire right now. I just don't buy into them.
On fire. They're playing actually pretty well.
From
that point. But I don't know. They need a good home crowd, which they will get, and everything else. So,
but for your sake, Kansas, I hope for your sake, Tanner, I hope I lose money on the bet because my bet tomorrow will tell you why. So,
Adam, what a personality! When Lakers are in good shape, it's been a while. It has been a while for the Lakers, right? I can't blame you there at all.
But Adam, I think LeBron is out today. So
hey, we got college. We're gonna do a little hockey props later. We're gonna talk Super Bowl, of course, towards the end of the show. Give some early bets, and we'll have some NBA for you. So,
and UFC and lacrosse and tennis and golf.
Gosh, yeah, golf. Yeah, we got some live. Yeah,
we got some golf pick. We got a golf.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This KU game's gonna drive me up the wall. Probably make me mad.
Kansas wins today, watch out because Kansas could be back in a big time way. So watch out.
Oh, we got first Texas and now Kansas. What are we trademarking this?
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it realistically. You got to look at it for NCAA tournament time now, and Kansas needs to start getting wins and on a roll. And so, I
think another big matchup today, back at the SEC, of course, but A&M and Missouri. We've seen Missouri competing impressively this year. Believe it or not, the Tigers are doing stuff. And
I like that -4.5 for Missouri. I really do.
You do?
I think they're gonna get a big win at home today against Texas A&M.
God, that'd be massive for them, right? Like,
there's a lot of momentum swinging Missouri's way right now. I really like them at home today.
I have no thought.
I have no thought. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I think Missouri needs to win games, and sure enough,
and they're undefeated at home right now. So
yep, big time win for them if they win it today. So
it's that water, man.
Well,
drinking all that water.
First TV timeout. South Carolina is up 4-2.
There you go.
There we go. Catch it out.
Catch it out
now. A 4-2 first TV timeout. That's 4.5 minutes in the game. That did not sound well for Kentucky. So,
right. Gators Auburn today. 9.5 favorites for Auburn. I like Auburn covering that. I like Auburn a lot. They're at Auburn, so
yeah.
Auburn's the best.
Florida's in that top half of the SEC. They're very inconsistent compared to what Auburn is. So I like them too.
Yeah, I agree. Florida, we saw against Tennessee when they had it. They could have taken advantage.
Didn't score 44 points. So
yeah, bunch of disappointment there.
Auburn's the best team in the country, and it might not be that close.
Yeah, Duke Clemson today. Duke Clemson. That's -5.5 for Duke on the road.
Why? It was.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't. Something's going on there. I don't. That's a stay away for me. I don't get it.
You're right. Because you're getting ready to, for that 6:00 Central game for a Green Bay game. So that's what you're getting ready for.
I have 5 TVs that all be on the Green Bay game.
Yeah.
You just be chanting the whole time. Nobody you. Nobody you.
Right before the wrestling show tonight, I'll be watching Green Bay and Purdue Fort Wayne. No, I won't. I won't watch it. I won't. I'll just check it.
Ole Miss and LSU going at it at LSU today as well. I think that's a good matchup. -6 favorites on the road there for Ole Miss. Yeah. Ole Miss, hey, they've been playing well. They've been playing well, and LSU has shown times to play well, but I don't think enough, honestly, for me to consider them anything top tier.
This is the part of the SEC that's just inconsistent. Teams will show up one game and then not show up for 3. LSU is the perfect poster child for inconsistency this year. So
I agree on that part. And then let's see here. There's not really much else. I like this. I'm curious about the San Francisco Loyola game later tonight. I'll probably bet on San Francisco there. Northwestern Washington. Oh, Tech. There it is. Tech in Arizona. Going at it today at Arizona. Late game here. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know how much I like this. Oh, it's only 3. I don't mind.
Arizona's 10-1 in the conference. Holy
yeah! I don't mind that. I don't mind a -3 for Arizona at 9:30 at night.
So Texas Tech has an injury to a guy named Toppin. If he does not play, I'm all in on Arizona. If he plays, I might in-game it and wait to see where it goes the first 2 TV timeouts before I play it, because Arizona's been on this major roll since they miraculously beat Iowa State with that half-court shot. So their bubbles are going to burst at some point. I just don't know when. I mean, they can't.
This is the only team that has beaten Arizona this year has been Texas Tech.
Yeah, that's why I'm in gaming it, because Texas Tech, if they have that guy tonight, they probably will beat Arizona. If they don't, they probably won't. So he's like their second leading scorer or something. So
yeah, you got Tech, Kansas State. Houston's going to be a tough game at home for Arizona, but other than that, 2 of your last 3 games are at Iowa State and at Kansas to end the regular season.
Yeah, so you better make sure your ducks are in a row, because that's not a great road trip for them. So
that's fair. That's fair, guys. So look, again, great slate coming into play for today on college men's basketball here. But let's go ahead and do what we always like to do here. Let's lock in our bets here. Okay. Let's get our NCAA bets here. Here's your 3 to 5 locks of the day here. And like I said, we're climbing back here. We had a great Sunday recovery last week here. Hopefully we don't have to have another Sunday recovery for the Super Bowl. Let's get at it. So, Alan, I'm going to start with you here. I already got your South Carolina. What else you got?
I like Missouri -4.5 at home today against Texas A&M. I think they're going to have a big game. And then the last one, against my better judgment, I'm going to say Arizona -3.5 against Texas Tech.
He's going against Texas Tech. Holy moly.
Sorry to all my family members who are watching this.
I can't believe that. That's amazing, dude.
What the heck happened? Alan, what's wrong with you, Alan? Jeez.
You did it.
I know it's about money, Alan.
There. All right. Sorry. I'm working to try to keep the spreadsheet as up to date as possible before any lines change. Oh my gosh. Seriously, Missouri? You're way down here. All right. So -4.5. You got that one at -112 on DK. Okay. I like that one. And then you said Tech was your next one?
Yeah. Arizona.
Arizona. Such a massive slate on these days, guys. How about -3? I'll give you -3 at -112.
Scott, Boston University has a 1-point lead right now.
No interest. I can't bet it.
Oh.
It's a Boston college. I can't bet it.
Yeah, you can't do it. That was right up your alley, Scott. It was right up your alley. Okay. Cool. All right, I got that. Scott, what do you got, man?
Well, you already know Purdue Fort Wayne -16.5. Pencil that one in. That could be good. For games that have not gone yet, Louisville -18.5 against Miami. Miami's awful, beyond awful. So I like Louisville to win by over 20 in that game. I'll give you the last one. Will be Coastal Carolina plus 4.5 over James Madison. Coastal's one of those sleeping teams in the mid-major that could make an NCAA tournament and could make a little bit of a run into the second weekend. So I like Coastal plus 4.5. Those are my three.
I like it. I'm going to give you 15.5 on that Purdue Fort Wayne, minus 15.5 there.
It's down to 15.5. Oh, I got to double my bet then.
Yeah, pop in there and get that here. Let's see here. Coastal.
Listen, people, I like Green Bay. I don't like their coach, okay? I just don't like their coach. So this is why I pick on him. I pick on him every week. There's a reason why. The last one, Marquette plus 2.5 over Creighton. Oh, yeah. That's my other bet. I like.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. For me, guys, it's I picked these up last night, so hopefully the lines are pretty close to at least what you see. But give me Alabama minus 5.5. Zoe! Gosh. Dang, dog. Alabama minus 5.5 today for that line. And I like Wisconsin, who plays at noon at minus 5.5 as well. And Robert Morris money line. So that's my big one here for the games here. Look, Robert Morris is 17-7, and they're not favored against Northern Kentucky, which Robert Morris beat back on the 29th of December. And I see nothing here influencing me that Northern Kentucky is better. I know they're at home, Northern Kentucky, but yeah, I don't know. That's such a weird line. So we're going to take that money line there and ride with it here too. So it looks like our NCAA women's has gone away, but I will tell you a couple bets I did get down before they removed it, at least at a DK. I like the USC women's. They were minus 7.5 against Ohio State. Ohio State lost against UCLA the other night. I think Wednesday or Thursday. So I like them as a lower line at minus 7.5 against Ohio State at USC. So I'll take that one. And then State Oklahoma State women's game as well. Even the over 134.5. These girls just score both teams side, and they don't play a lot of defense, but they do get to the hoop. So give me that as well coming into play. So those are just a couple women's bets. You guys have any women's bets perhaps on hand or no?
I do not, but I can have a couple tomorrow if you want. Well, actually, I don't know if they're playing tomorrow, but I can have a couple.
That's fine. Yeah. No, if you guys ever get those, just drop them in and we'll get an update. But I think it's kind of cool to get those started on the board.
I like USC minus 7.5 against Ohio State.
Yeah, I do.
They're one of two. Need to get a big rebound. Need to get a big rebound after that loss to Iowa last week. So
I agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our college basketball bets here. Go ahead and lock it in. Okay, go ahead and lock it in for that right now. Let's move on. Let's move on here. Let's do something that's going to go pretty quick because I got some research to do NHL wise. Let's pop in some NBA. Okay, all the trade deadline stuff. We got guys moving, got guys sitting. Yesterday, KD sat injured, and the Phoenix Suns, I think, won at overtime, if I remember right, somehow with that lineup. But overall, like NBA has been rough, just because it's right now. It's just insane, right? It's just insane. You don't know props because guys that shouldn't be getting overs are getting overs and starting, and you can't do nothing until very last minute, and then you lose all the lines. So, but Scott, you mentioned that you had some NBA lines in the play.
I did a small so-called pizza bet on a parlay. I did Celtics plus 3.5, Pacers minus 4. Celtics always play well against the better teams. The Knicks are right on their heels in the division. So I think the Celtics are going to show up tonight. They got to show up and play. They don't want to fall behind the Knicks. And the Pacers for the Lakers, they're playing the Lakers. No LeBron today. If Luka plays, it's going to be very limited probably. So if they're without their top two players, the Lakers might have problems scoring against the Pacers. So that's what I did with that. That's the only NBA bet I put in. NBA's been tough lately. It's been really tough.
It has. It really has.
Yeah. So I've kind of stayed away from it as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, like, so even some of these matchups, just from a spread and total standpoint, you just don't know. Like, Alan, you got a hell of a matchup later tonight. Oklahoma and Memphis going at it at Memphis. That should be a fun one there. But Oklahoma City played yesterday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or no?
Chet's back. Chet's back too. Chet's back.
Yeah, that's right. His Chet came back. So
is he playing?
You got to maybe fill that.
I think he is playing tonight.
Yeah,
I think he is playing
back to back, which would surprise me because he's just coming back. So,
I mean,
even if he doesn't play those guys, I still like Oklahoma City tonight because even without Chet, they've been playing great.
Both teams, I believe, played yesterday, right?
Shay's just on another level right now.
Memphis play yesterday?
No, Memphis did not play. Sorry, Memphis did not play yesterday. So, luckily for you, Alan, you guys just had Oklahoma City just had Toronto, so that wasn't a huge, massive deal there. I'm kind of surprised too to see that Dallas is favored at -3 against Houston this morning. That's an away game. This morning at 2:00.
That's an away game at home. They're going to get booed mercilessly out of that arena for doing.
I like Houston today. I
love
really
Houston.
do.
Yeah, I love Houston.
Yeah, a little surprising there. I'm trying to think here too. Like, oh yeah, Phoenix and Denver. Give me Denver -4.5 if I had to bet, if I was betting. But I like some player props here, right? I like Zion. He's been a monster at his over PRA lately. I don't know how much I'm actually gonna probably not bet it, but he's been a pretty monster on his PRA as of late. I know that much. Are we liking Monk over assist again?
What's that?
I'll tell you. And I here. I got you. Game Sacramento assists. Because I did 6.5 and he did not hit that one. Oh,
yeah, I think he had 5 the other night. If he's 5.5, I tend to take it. If it's more than that, I tend to kind of.
They don't even have it dropped yet. So
okay. So for people out there, if Monk's assists is 5.5, I'd go over. If it's 6.5, I'd probably stay away because you just don't know. You just don't know.
See,
Sabonis rebound is usually pretty good. Usually that's around 12.5. I would take the over on that.
Yeah,
so that's where I would go. It's just too tough right now. I mean, everything is so difficult with the NBA right now. Player props. Really? The only one that I am really sure of usually is Derek White for the Celtics is usually at 3.5 threes a game. He's been averaging between 4 and 5. I would tend to go with him over threes. But tonight against the Knicks, I don't even think I would even take that, to be honest, because I don't know what's going to happen tonight. That's Derek White calling now.
He's saying, "Stop betting me." So I don't know, man. There's some I don't know. Until this just see some consistency, we can go at it. I guess I'll give you at least one play today for a lock coming to play. So when we do that, but yeah, there's. Gosh, man, I don't know. Like it's a pretty wild time. Sabonis. I mean, how about Sabonis? Like I thought he would benefit with Fox being gone, and he hasn't hit his PRA in 5 games now in a row.
McCollum's been the guy with Fox gone, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's.
Some guys just need other guys there, and I think Sabonis needs Fox. And now with Fox gone, I think Sabonis's rebounds will stay pretty steady, but I think everything else will just fall off for him.
He's been I'm gonna say he has Levine. I just don't think it's there yet with Levine.
No, I don't think so either.
And
I don't think so either.
Yeah, he's just not getting what he wants, and he's fighting down low. But now you got Valanciunas there, and that should help, right?
Yep,
feel good about that. Have another big guy, I mean, it may not help on his PRA, but it should help support, get him he's not a main focus for the boards and also points. So in that standpoint there. So
the team I would watch, the team I would watch very closely in the West, you guys, is San Antonio. Because I think with the addition of Fox, I think now Wemby has somebody that can score with him. So I would look. I was looking at San Antonio. I would look at their team total over a lot. They're scoring like crazy. So I would take a look at team total with San Antonio over. That might be another play that I bet a lot. But there's not going to be much from me NBA till probably March. I might have one or two bets every other night or something. But as you said earlier, it's just so difficult right now to figure it out.
It's tough. Like even Wemby, like if you look at his PRA right now, like it's 36.5, and he's only hit that 50% of the time. He did hit that 4 in a row with the Clippers, Milwaukee, Memphis, Atlanta, but that was before the deadline hit. And Fox was there probably for 2 of the games. He had 30 points against Charlotte the other night. Or 30 PRA. So there's not a lot. I might dabble maybe 1 or 2 bets, but I'm not going all out like I was with the NBA before the trade deadline. So we'll probably, I might pop in a prop here and there, but it's not going to be anything major by any means until after the All-Star break, and then we can reevaluate and see where the consistencies come back. So
I'll give you my 3-team parlay lock today, Tanner, if you're ready for that.
Let's get into it, guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's get our NBA locks here going to play here. Alan, go for it, man.
Give me my this is just all I'm going to do, but a 3-team parlay of the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Money lines?
Money lines, yes, sir.
Money line. Okay. Got it marked. Scott, I got your Celtics Pacers spreads as a parlay.
Spreads. Celtics plus 3.5, Pacers minus 4.
Okay. Is that it for your locks? Or anything?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll give you one, guys. I'll give you one. So I'm not a dud in the group here. We're going to go back. Valanciunas over 14.5 PRA. Okay. Over 14.5 PRA. He's hit this by before the trade deadline, obviously, but he's hit this. I think it was. I lost him. So I was searching the games. PRA. Hang on. It's quick to get him back. This guy has hit it 80% of the time in the last 10 games. Okay. And then head-to-head wise against New Orleans, he's hit this each time in the 2 matchups that he played against New Orleans. They're missing some guys there as well. So I'll take over 14.5 PRA. I think he becomes something. So that's where we're going there. That's your locks here for the NBA slate, guys. We'll keep moving as well. Let's hit the NHL side. This is one where I do gotta do. I've done a little research. I know I have an idea who I want to bet, but I've had some luck with some guys lately. I've had some luck with goalie saves being the under. Yesterday it was God, don't ask me to pronounce names, but it was the Rangers. I believe the Rangers. See, now I'm gonna have to look back. I had somebody with an under 23, and he was at 23 saves. I needed under 23.5. He was at 23 saves with 4 minutes left in the third period. Ended up hitting it. Hallelujah. Hit a couple underdogs, 3-man underdogs as well. So it's been kind of nice there. But Alan, man, have you had much luck here with the NHL stuff?
I think I have actually in some regard, but most of the time I'm just been doing money line or puck line, whatever it's called.
I mean, as a group, this is our most profitable sport, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's our most profitable sport. So
yeah. There's a couple games that you could probably go either way. I mean, you mentioned the Rangers earlier. They got a good matchup with the Blue Jackets today. They're both evenly matched. Penguins and Flyers, that's another one that's probably evenly matched. But some of these are kind of easy pickings in some regard. Sorry, Scott, but I like Vegas today over your Bruins.
You do too.
Carolina, of course, against Utah. Utah, not bad for a first year moving team. That not bad, but not great either. So,
Right.
And then the other one is Toronto on the road against Vancouver. That I like.
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, I don't mind that one either. I know we have some back-to-backs here today in the hockey slate. This is their second day, of course. Why would you load correctly? So yesterday, who is it? Edmonton. I thought I saw them on the slate. They did not play. I apologize. That was not the team I was thinking of. LA. I know LA played last night. I know San Jose played last night. I think Nashville did. Nashville did against the Blackhawks. In that, I know Florida played. So we got some back-to-backs here today that you guys, if you like them, could take advantage of. I mean, Buffalo and Nashville is going to be a horrendous game, but maybe you take the over in that 6.5. I mean, 6.5 is a big number, but they're both really bad at defending. So could be rough. Could be rough in that one. I like Dallas with the puck line there. San Jose. I think that could be a nice, if you're looking at game lines there, for that. So there's some opportunities here. And we got some starting at 12. I mean, New Jersey on a huge right now they're just on a skid, right? They're in the tank. And they haven't figured out how to play defense yet. I asked Jim the other day outside the show, and I was just trying to figure out, like, man, are we seeing a comeback? Because they're getting destroyed against Vegas, and it did not happen. It did not happen at all. So, like, I would take New Jersey over Montreal. Like, I would take Montreal's money line at this point and just ride the train till it gives up, because they're on the road again. It's some rough line. Some teams that are really good that just can't finish.
No.
I mean, I was just say you could throw the Penguins in that same category. There's teams that can play well, but they just can't finish games.
Yeah. I mean, the only bet that I got today for the NHL is the Bruins Vegas over 5.5 goals. That's all I got, because I'm just, again, I'm like the NBA. I'm looking at teams. I'm going.
But yeah, I mean, there's been some moves, right? If you guys follow at Jim Behringer, he's breaking down all the moves going into play here on X. So yes, there's been some moves. I agree. Some things have not lined up like it was happening for the last couple of weeks with some of the moves there. JT Miller being a guy, but hopefully soon we can kind of calm down. Maybe next week, it's not going to be as crazy, and you start looking at game lines a little more. Player props wise. Honestly, anytime I see Edmonton in, I just bet Draisaitl over shots on goal. He hits this. I mean, usually 2.5. It was 3.5. He ended up playing us much. He got close though. He hit 3 instead of 3.5. But like usually that 2.5 mark, I've been hitting Draisaitl like crazy there on the over. So that's one big player. And then gosh, I can't ever say his name. Lafieri or something like that from LA. His shots on goal as well. He's been a pretty nice, profitable shots on goal guy for 2.5, 1.5. So, kind of a guy in the play. I don't know if I'll play him today. I'll have to look a little closer, see where we're at usage wise, since he hit it last night. So I don't know if I trust back-to-back games like that. So, but yeah, I mean, there's player props have been nice. Player props have been nice with these guys from that standpoint. So, well, we won't take too much time here at Hockey World because, again, we're not as pro as we are at other sports here. So let's go ahead and lock in our bets here today, guys. I'll go ahead and start with Scott this time. Scott, what do you got?
Vegas Bruins over 5.5 goals for the game. That's what I have.
Bruins over 5.5. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Alan, what do you got?
Give me a double money line parlay of Toronto over Vancouver, and then the other one I'm going to go Dallas over San Jose.
I like it there. I like it. Here, we're going to do everything live, guys. This is exactly how I do it today. I have not got a chance to check out all of today's games, but let's see what we got. Let's see here. We're gonna do one shots on goal, so we're gonna go Adam Fantilli. We're gonna take his Fantilli. We're gonna take his over 2.5 shots on goal. He's hit that the last 5 games, and he's going against New York Rangers defense that is pretty consistent at times. So I like that one. I think we'll also go. Do I want to do an under? I could do an under. How about this guy? Yeah, let's do. All right, we're gonna go Utah's Jack McBain under 1.5 shots on goal. He's hit that 30. He hasn't played much. He doesn't play usually too much, but you can still get him as a good bet there. He's only hit 3 times in the last 10 games, so I'll take that one. And then we're gonna hit the goalie world. Is what we usually do. Let's see here. What do I like? Let me take care. Hold on. I gotta look here real quick. No, I don't like that one. Carolina has Utah, so I could go crazy there, but I like to try to keep it as close to the same. Try to keep it low. I think that's hard not to do it. We're gonna go. We're gonna go Carolina. We're gonna go Piotr Kochetkov. I don't know. Carolina's goalie. We're gonna take the over 21.5 saves on the day. So that's what I got locked in here. And then let me check here while I'm at it. What our guy Eric Norton has playing here, if he has anything up yet. February 4th. Nope, none up yet. He did have a 5-unit winner back on that would have been Tuesday in hockey if you guys followed him there at Norton's Bets. 5 unit. I mean, that's a pretty good win right there. I'd take 5 units plus all day long. So, but that's your NHL bets here. We're going to go ahead and lock it in, ladies and gentlemen. So
Tennessee's
let's get into it here.
20, by the way. Tennessee's up 20. Tennessee's
crushing Oklahoma right now, so that's probably going to stay. So, Yep, there you go.
Jesus, come on, guys. Anyways, let's talk our. Let's give a couple. We don't need to get too in depth here, guys. But we're gonna do a couple early Super Bowl bets before we give the other sports here. Okay, so big segment, right?
Do we have to
tomorrow?
Do we have to talk about this game?
Yes, we do.
I'll talk.
Chiefs coming to play, Allen.
I will talk about one half the team. I will not acknowledge the other.
So
we won't give any locks today, right? No locks today, but we'll give a few bets. I think we can talk about around a few bets here for tomorrow.
Yeah, there is a lot to bet on this game. There's a lot of holes that Vegas has put out there in terms of lines to bet on this game. The handle has not been great. I mean, Vegas. I listened to a Vegas radio show. They said the handle has not been great out there. The betting, it's been very quiet out there. I like Mahomes' rushing attempts a lot. I got it at 5.5. I like that a lot. I think he's going to run 6 or 7 times. To be honest with you. And then I actually like her
last 2 games, 7 and 11. So I'll take it.
I like her. I'm going Hurts under his rushing yards. He hasn't been running lately. I don't know what's going on, why he hasn't been. But I think he ran 10 times for 16 yards on the game. He didn't run for a lot of yards.
Yeah, you talking about rushing attempts or rushing yards?
Rushing yards. It's at 38.5 right now. I think I went under. Yeah, I don't think Hurts is going to get.
He had a 16 because he was hurt leading into that game, and he was forced to pass the ball.
But by the way, Luke is not playing today. Luke is not playing today.
He's not playing until Monday.
He's making his
he's
debut
out
on the
till
10th.
Monday.
So
Anthony Davis is playing today.
Why do they keep? First off, why do we have to see the same exact news article every day the Lakers play? They've already said he's debuting Monday, and we have to hear it every single Lakers game. He's out today. No shit. You just told us it was Monday 3 days ago.
They have to
come
milk
on.
this for everything it's worth. Also, I just saw this. Do you remember Brandon Graham had a season-ending surgery early in the season this year? He is expected to play in the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Yep. He had sorry, real quick. Brandon Graham, he was in here yesterday with there he is. I mean, no data available, obviously, but yeah, he has some props in there, so you can get him as well. I think they were expecting him to pop in anyway, so but
you could get a late sack or two maybe at the end of the game, because that's usually when you start seeing Brandon Graham be his most effective.
He might just be a rotational guy for them, so but yeah,
that's a big X factor for that defense, though.
It is.
Brandon Graham
huge.
Back.
It's huge. Yeah, I like the rush. I like Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts here on the rush because I think he has to run the ball. I think they're going to go back to what they did against LA and not what they did against Washington because they're dumb. So
the thing with the LA game is he had that 44-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Early in the game, and then he didn't do much of anything else. So that told me the knee was not.
So another 30 yards on top of it, right? So he had 70 total. So
which told me the knee was not right after that touchdown run. So that's why.
Yeah, and that's why he had a 16. So like he had a week off. I think they're either going to pass the ball successfully like they did against Washington, but it's a different defense. Definitely a much tougher defense than Washington would give you. So,
and I think that Kansas City's running attack is going to struggle because Philly is really good against the run. So I think Mahomes' attempts were 34.5 when it came out last Sunday after the championship games. I think he's going to go over the 34 pass attempts.
Oh, pass attempts? I got you.
I also think he's going to go over 23.5 completions.
Now.
Yeah.
And then completion 24.5. Yeah.
23.5. I got it at. I think he's going over that. If he's going to throw the ball 40 times, he's going to complete 25 passes. So
yeah, I like that. That's a nice little early sneak peek on some bets there. Alan, what do you got? What do you want to check out? Player props, game lines. What do you got?
Go to Saquon. Rush attempts.
So his line's at 21.5 rushing attempts, which is about where it's been generally.
He's going to have to go over that for Philly to win this game. So I like the over on that because you're going to have to feed Saquon all game long, I think, in order to not only slow down Kansas City defensively, but to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. You're going to have to use Saquon Barkley efficiently and often. So I like the over on the rush attempts for him.
Yeah, I don't hate against that. I think Saquon too. Something I like here is rushing, receiving yards. I think combined 130. I'll take 130 combined. I think he gets probably more in the passing game this game than he does rushing. So
the two DraftKings has had all week these happy hour bets.
Yeah.
So the two bets that I've done already is Kelsey over 10 receiving yards in the first quarter at plus 145. You got to take a shot at it with Kelsey. It could be one pass and he gets the 10 yards. So that's one of them. The other one I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was like a plus one.
Oh, 145. The both teams score 1+ rushing touchdown.
That I did that one too.
Yeah.
So I've done 3 so far. That one too in the last 2 days.
I didn't do the other. There was another one. I can't remember what it was, but I didn't do that one. I stayed away from it.
Oh, but both teams to score 1 rushing touchdown plus 145.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one. Yeah, 1+.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, that was the one. So
Philly, of course.
I did that one. I did that one. I didn't do the Kelsey one though.
Kelsey.
I didn't like the Kelsey one. There's something about it I just don't like about it, script wise. So.
And the one thing I'm looking at is no score in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
What I think is whoever kicks off, if that team that receives the ball does not score, there's no way that there's a score in the first 5 minutes. No way. So I like that one too. So
I like it.
Plus, I got a bunch more tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Hey, we
Obviously.
got a crap ton tomorrow. That's going to take up our full time tomorrow here for sure. So no locks, obviously. We're discussing early bets here that we like that we're putting money on. So, and if you're at it, why not throw down little anytime TD bets? Go get a Hunt, go get a Worthy, go get a Mahomes before that line really fluctuates. So that's kind of what I got for anytime TDs right now. I don't have too much. Because I'm trying to contain myself. Last year I ended up going too crazy, so I'm trying to keep myself a little lower than my 20 bets I had last year.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna.
And I can't bet any of the cool bets either. Like these, I don't see the odds for like the anthem halftime show stuff, nothing like that. Because Kansas is lame at times. So
I got a halftime bet.
Do you?
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
I heard it on the radio, my TV program I listened to out in Vegas, and this guy said it's almost a lock. He's got spies in the Superdome, and they were doing the halftime show prep yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And he was told something, so I'm hoping that that's right, but it's
we're
worth
to figure it out.
No,
like is there an over under on flags thrown in this game? Because I kind of want to.
Offshore betting accounts, the NFL went to Vegas and shut that all down in terms of props. So that you'll never see that. But offshore books, you'll see plenty of those.
Yeah, 23.5. I sent Torber the Venmo for at least 23 flags. So it all against the Eagles.
All against 22.5 on the Eagles, half a flag on the Chiefs. That's it.
So,
Man,
I don't want
to blow a gasket, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, so that's if you guys really want to play the ref games, that's what happens. That's what's happening tomorrow. So, and they're all big plays for the Eagles that score, and you got to bring them back. So,
yeah, if Devonta Smith has a 55-yard touchdown pass, it's coming back. So,
we're just gonna pull a holding offense. Call it good. So
it's about as ridiculous as Kendrick Perkins saying he was the leader of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Kendrick Perkins is amazin.
Kendrick Perkins was.
What a national treasure.
No.
That's like Glenn, Big Baby Davis.
Everybody knows it was Russ's team. Let's be honest. Kevin Durant didn't want to be the leader. He just wanted to be the shooter. James Harden was just James Harden.
Give me the ball.
Russ was the true leader of that team. I'm sorry.
Cracks me up, guys. Scott, what else you got, man?
It's funny because Kendrick wasn't even the glue that kept the team together. That was Nick Collison.
Yeah, that was Nick Collison. Yeah, KU.
So you didn't do Perk. You didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Perk's a nut, dude.
So we're a well-rounded betting show. So I have 3 bets. I have 3 or 4 bets I give you. The Waste Management in Phoenix, which is, it's a crazy tournament on Sunday. You got to watch it, especially 1 or 2 of the holes. It gets rowdy and crazy. Tom Kim, top 5. It's at plus 110. He's in 4th place right now. When you can get plus money on a top 5 golfer that's already inside the top 10, top 5, you take it. So Tom Kim plus 110, top 5. He could win it. He's within 2 shots of the lead, so he could win it.
Wow.
Men's lacrosse, Duke, minus 11.5 goals against Jacksonville. Jacksonville played Syracuse last week, lost 24-5. They're going to play Duke this week. I like Duke a lot in that NCAA lacrosse game. So that's second bet. Third bet is tennis, undefeated in tennis. I'm going to go back to the well. I'm going a whole tournament. So this has got to be a 2-week bet that you do, and you just got to wait it out, or a week and a half. Sabalenka is the number 1 women's tennis player in the world. I'm taking her to win the tournament. I think she's plus 105 or something when I got it. So,
okay.
Yeah, number 1 tennis player in the world is probably going to win it. And then the UFC tonight, which is at Nick Bodkin's alley, as we know. I laid Duplessis in the main event on the money line, and Tatiana Suarez and her opponent to go over 3.5 rounds, and that's plus 160.
And Strickland's not going to win.
Duplessis is the favorite. Duplessis, I've been told to watch his workouts on YouTube, which I did a little bit. He's an animal. He's an animal. Strickland's great too. It's gonna be a really good fight. But if you're willing to stay up until midnight East Coast time to watch it, then do it. But not me. I'll be sleeping in, getting ready for Super Bowl. So
that's right.
But
Super Bowl Sunday.
Some team is playing that one of the three of us root for, but we don't know who it is. So.
Oh yeah, Eagles. Go, kaka, tuki. I think that's the team I was rooting for, right? So
yeah, I'm highly confident 3 of those 4 bets. The Duplessis one, Strickland could win it, but I got to take a shot at him. So
yeah, I don't blame you at all. So
yeah,
here we go. Any final bets, guys, before we get out of here?
Final bet. Do we want to let him know LTS show on tomorrow?
I was just getting ready to. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be on, guys, a little early tomorrow because we got to get ready for our show on the Let's Talk Sports Network. So right here on the Rec Room Sports Hub, we'll be back to lock it in. We'll be back probably about 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. We'll be doing a big Super Bowl special on that, and then turn around and head over to the Let's Talk Sports Network, where we're gonna have a super duper Super Bowl special from 1 to 2 Central there. And then we get ready for the game. The game.
Do you guys know what time the Patriots are playing tomorrow? Any? I haven't been able to
check your TV guide. Check your TV guide.
TV guide.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's in there.
Alan, the Patriots are playing the
Dallas.
Dallas. Oh, that's
but Dak's still out. So
breaking news. This just in: Beverly Hills 90210, Cleveland Browns 3.
Hey, see you tonight, everybody, on the wrestling show.
Yeah, we had 10 releases over the course of the last 24 hours.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
Four more this morning, so it's nuts.
Any big name? I didn't see this.
Well, you had I think this morning you had Isla Dawn, you had Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and
Gallows. Wow. Okay.
And then I can't remember
who.
Giovanni Vici, but those are kind of.
Yeah, they're all headed to AEW.
There really hasn't been one that's kind of surprised me at all. I kind of figured. I think Sonya was kind of a little bit of a surprise, but I kind of expected it, honestly. So. No. Nothing really shocking other than maybe Blair, I would say.
Tune in tomorrow morning to our 50 Super Bowl bets. 59. We're counting them down. 59 to 1.
59 to 1.
Yeah.
We're going to be right here on the Rec Room Sports Hub. Lock it in, guys. Make sure you guys keep us following. We'll be back tomorrow. Like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell. Let's get out of here, guys.